Have you ever noticed how sometimes you clearly understand what needs to be done, yet for some unexplainable reason you just don't do it? Morning arrives and you wake up with determination. This is it. Today, everything changes. But then an hour slips by, then another. Evening comes, and you repeat your usual promise. Alright, tomorrow I'll definitely begin. And this routine continues day after day, week after week, until months quietly slip away. The most frustrating part is that somewhere deep inside you know the truth. It isn't a lack of time, nor a shortage of inspiration, nor unfavorable circumstances. It's your mindset, your own perception of action. But here's the good news. Breaking this cycle starts with a simple shift in mindset and a single action taken today, not tomorrow. If this message hits home, keep watching. There's more to help you break the pattern and build the momentum you've been missing. And if you want to support this space, a quick like, share, or follow goes a long way. Your future self will thank you. We grow up believing that action requires a special emotional state, some spark of inspiration or magical rise in energy. We wait for a miraculous moment when we suddenly feel, now I'm ready. But that moment never arrives, and the longer you wait, the more paralyzing that first step becomes. This is the psychological trap we fall into. We assume action originates from motivation. In reality, the sequence is reversed. Motivation appears after you act. Think of anyone successful. Entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, thinkers. Do their mornings begin with fireworks of enthusiasm? Do they eagerly jump into work every single time? Of course not. They move not because they feel motivated, but because movement has become their default state. They've trained themselves to show up regardless of their emotional temperature. Real strength is the capacity to take action despite inner resistance, despite anxiety, despite fatigue, despite uncertainty. Through action, clarity emerges. Through movement, opportunities that once seemed sealed begin to open. But while you sit thinking, planning, endlessly analyzing, your brain pretends you're being productive. It gives you the illusion of effort, when in reality, you're stuck. Your mind generates hundreds of excuses for why now isn't the right time, while someone else, less talented, less prepared, less knowledgeable, simply starts and gets ahead. Remember this truth: you cannot think your way to success. You can only act your way into it. Action is the only language the universe reacts to. Every step, no matter how small, creates momentum. And as momentum builds, doubt has less space to exist. Recall the moments when you finally pushed past hesitation and did the thing that scared you. How quickly relief arrived, how suddenly energy appeared, though minutes before it seemed non-existent. That is the power of the first step. It ignites a chain reaction, shifting you from a passive observer to the creator of your own life. Waiting for inspiration is a luxury reserved for those who already have everything they want. If you're reading these words right now, it means you're still on the journey. It means you still have milestones ahead, which means you cannot afford to wait. You must move now, even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, even if your effort feels insignificant, because the only escape from stagnation is movement. Motivation always follows the one who has already begun to walk. Conquering fear and procrastination. Fear is always near. It whispers at the most decisive moments. It appears when you're dialing that important number, when you stand outside the gym for the first time, when you open a blank page to begin the book you've dreamed of writing. It lives inside every "what if it doesn't work" and every "I'm not ready." What's most deceiving is that fear often feels reasonable. It disguises itself as logic, as caution, as methodology. It tells you, wait a bit longer, prepare more, don't rush. It sounds like a wise friend, but in reality it's your most dangerous enemy. Here is the unfiltered truth. Fear is a lie the brain invents to shield you from discomfort and uncertainty. But this protection becomes a cage. It traps you in a comfort zone where progress dies, dreams fade, and life is lived at half its potential. Most fears never materialize. The nightmare scenarios play only in your imagination, and even when something doesn't go as planned, it's not the end. It's simply feedback, experience, a building block of resilience. Think of all the times you were afraid to take action, and later wondered why you were so worried. Fear magnifies everything. It turns shadows into monsters and minor risks into catastrophic predictions. But the instant you take action, fear collapses. It disintegrates because fear cannot survive contact with reality. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the choice to move anyway. It's the moment you decide whether to surrender to your inner demons or to face them. Growth is born in that decision. Each time you overcome fear, you add proof that you're stronger than you believed. You gradually erase your doubts. Ask yourself, What is truly the worst that could happen? If you fail, stumble, get rejected, could you handle it? In nearly every case, the answer is yes. People are far tougher than they imagine. Most failures are temporary, most mistakes can be fixed, and even the irreversible ones become lessons that shape a stronger future. The real danger is not failure, it's inaction. Every time fear wins, it grows. It becomes a habit. It convinces you you're powerless. That is when fear becomes lethal, when it turns you into a prisoner of your own mind. There is only one way to defeat it. Walk toward it. Don't hide, don't bargain, don't delay. Move forward even if your knees shake. Every step weakens fear. Every action silences its voice. Remember Edwin Barnes, who dreamed of working with Thomas Edison. He had no money, no connections, no guarantees, but he had determination. He boarded a freight train, walked into Edison's office, and declared his ambition. Fear could have stopped him, but he acted. Years later, he became Edison's partner. This story proves one thing. Fear is shattered not by thinking, but by doing. Move, act, even if fear stands beside you, especially then, because everything you want begins beyond your fear. The power of now and discipline. How many times have you repeated to yourself, "I'll begin tomorrow"? How often has that tomorrow transformed into next week, next month, even the next year? Time slips away quietly like water through open fingers. And all the while, you're painfully aware that you're losing something precious. Deep inside, you sense the weight of missed opportunities, yet you persist in feeding yourself the lie. A bit later, when everything aligns. The problem is that later is the biggest self-deception you've ever accepted. The perfect moment doesn't exist. There will be no magical sunrise when you wake up flawlessly prepared. No evening when everything synchronizes perfectly. The more you postpone, the stronger your excuses grow and the deeper you sink into the mud of inactivity. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's disguised fear. It's avoidance of responsibility for your own future. You call it preparation, research, or perfectionism, but underneath, it's fear of imperfection. Every time you tell yourself you're not ready, you weaken your willpower. Your brain chooses short-term comfort over long-term transformation. The only way out is to act before you feel ready. Let your first attempt be messy, imperfect, ungraceful, it doesn't matter. One imperfect action outweighs a mountain of flawless intentions. One of the best tools against procrastination is the 5-minute rule. Promise yourself to do a task for just 5 minutes. Not an hour, not half a day, 5 minutes. Most of the time, those 5 minutes grow on their own because starting is the hardest part. But there's another hidden enemy. Your environment. Look around. How much time dissolves in pointless scrolling? How many hours vanish into shows you barely enjoy? How many notifications pull you away from focus? If you don't shape your environment, it will shape you. And a distracting environment is a silent thief. Create order around you, turn off alerts, use timers, break your goals into digestible steps. Take step 1, then step 2. Don't wait for inspiration, expect results, and results come only through action. Procrastination is like a chain that tightens daily. The longer you wait, the heavier it becomes, but you hold the key. The moment to act is always now, not tomorrow, not next month, now, because if not now, then when? Discipline, pain, and goals. For many, the word discipline sparks images of strictness, limitation, and discomfort, as if it demands daily suffering for some distant reward. But discipline is misunderstood. It's not about punishment, it's about power. Power over yourself. Power to act even when every part of you resists. It is the foundation of inner stability and reliability. When you keep promises to yourself, when you get up at the time you set, when you begin your work, despite a lack of enthusiasm, you send an important message to your subconscious. I can trust myself. Each such moment reinforces your internal spine. It builds the certainty that allows you to endure where others quit. Discipline doesn't depend on your emotions. Real transformation happens exactly when you continue to move forward despite resistance. Every time you choose effort over passivity, you rewire your brain. You create new habits, new neural paths, new identity. Think of how often you began something with excitement only to abandon it halfway. How many ideas remained unfinished, drowned by everyday chaos? The core reason is simple. You relied on motivation instead of discipline. Motivation is unstable, it arrives unexpectedly and leaves just as quickly. Discipline is what carries you through long distances. To change your life, start with small rules. If you plan something, execute it. No compromises, no excuses, no delays. At first this will feel uncomfortable, but strength grows through discomfort. Muscles grow by tearing. Character grows the same way. You cannot always control life, but you can control your response. Discipline is the tool that transforms the impossible into the achievable. Those who succeed aren't the ones with more resources, but the ones who do the work even when they don't feel like it. True success is built on routines, boring but necessary daily actions, persistent repetition, and relentless consistency. If something inside you resonates as you read this, take it as your sign, a signal to start a new chapter. A chapter where you don't wait for motivation, because you create your own momentum. Facing pain, setting clear goals, and the right environment. Pain, something most people run from instinctively. We numb it with entertainment, comfort, food, social media, and distractions. We become experts in avoiding discomfort. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger. It's energy. It's the raw material from which strength is forged. Every heartbreak, every mistake, every disappointment carries potential, but only if you stop avoiding it. Most people treat pain as proof that they are failing. They feel sorry for themselves, withdraw into excuses, and build protective walls. But the most successful individuals see pain differently. They treat it as a tool, a catalyst, a teacher. Every obstacle gives you two choices: retreat in fear or grit your teeth and push forward. Every blow becomes a stepping stone if you choose growth over avoidance. Think back to the nights you cried, the days you couldn't breathe from stress, the moments when life felt unbearably heavy. What happened afterward? If you didn't give up, that's when you grew the most. Pain produces resilience. It forges depth. Every great success story includes suffering. Jobs being ousted from Apple, Jordan being cut from his team, Edison failing thousands of times. Pain didn't destroy them, it refined them. Understand this. Real growth starts where comfort ends. Pain reveals your weaknesses and gives you the chance to outgrow them. Next time life hits you, don't ask why. Ask how it can strengthen you. Treat every difficulty like a workout for the soul. Pain unmasks you. It shows who you are beneath everything. And if you can face it directly, you will uncover a version of yourself you never knew existed. A version that cannot be broken easily. One who knows that every scar is a trophy. Defining your reality. You can dream endlessly. You can imagine a better life. Wealth, freedom, recognition, love. But unless you give your dreams shape, they remain fantasies. That's the hard truth. Dreams without structure dissolve under the first distraction. Clarify what you truly want. Not vague phrases like, I want success or I want happiness. These words lack weight. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want? What income? What physique? What business? What lifestyle? By when? The more specific your answers, the more forcefully your brain will drive you toward them. The mind needs clear targets to generate energy. Write precise, measurable goals. If you want more money, how much? If you want to change your body, what weight, what size? If you want career advancement, what role, by what date? Then break the goal into small steps. Big dreams overwhelm when viewed from below, like mountains, but when you focus on your next step, then the next, eventually you're standing at the summit without even noticing how far you've climbed. There will be days when everything feels pointless. Motivation will disappear. Doubt will return. That's when your written goals become your anchor. Put them where you can see them, read them daily, let them soak into your identity. Goal setting isn't self-help fluff, it's a psychological mechanism. Studies show that written goals dramatically increase achievement because they signal to your brain, this matters. Get rid of excuses. Don't wait for inspiration. Sit down and write everything you want to achieve. Break it into months, weeks, days, and start. Because people are divided into two groups, those who talk about their dreams and those who realize them. The difference is simple: clarity and action. The indestructible mindset. Many people think mental strength is something reserved for the chosen few, but a resilient mindset is not a gift, it is forged through daily internal effort. Like steel tempered by fire, you grow not because life is gentle, but because every challenge hardens you. Everyone faces difficulties. The real question is not whether challenges will come, they absolutely will. The question is how you respond. Do you collapse or rebuild stronger? Do you pity yourself or extract the lesson? True mental strength shows itself not when life is comfortable, but when everything seems to fall apart. It's the ability to see opportunity in failure, learning in every loss, direction in every setback. The mind becomes strong when you stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as feedback. Every fall is a chance to rise with more wisdom. Your internal dialogue shapes your reality. If your self-talk is filled with defeat, I'm not capable, I'm unlucky, I can't do this, don't be surprised when life mirrors these beliefs. Your thoughts build your world from the inside out, but strength is a choice. You can train yourself to search for solutions instead of problems, to find possibilities where others see barriers, to appreciate hardships because they sculpt you. Your outer world mirrors your inner world. If inside you're chaotic, scared, doubtful, your life will reflect that. But But if inside you're calm, determined, disciplined, doors will open where before there were only walls. Choose strength daily, no matter what happens. Stop waiting for easier circumstances. They won't come, but you will get stronger. Your environment and time management. Let's speak honestly. Your life is shaped by the people around you. You may tell yourself that you'll work hard, stay disciplined, and chase your dreams, but if your environment consists of individuals who complain, procrastinate, and mock ambition, eventually their mindset becomes yours. Humans naturally absorb the attitudes and habits of their peers. It's biological. You will unconsciously mimic the behavior of those you spend time with. If your circle blames everyone else, avoids responsibility, and chooses comfort over progress, you will drift with them. But surrounding yourself with driven, action-oriented people pulls you upward. Their discipline becomes a new standard. Their energy becomes contagious. Their mindset raises your expectations. Think of it, a single conversation with a focused, ambitious person can ignite you more than weeks of self-motivation. That's why evaluating your environment is crucial. Who inspires you? Who encourages your growth? Who believes in your potential? And who drains you? Who belittles your ambitions? Who plants fear and doubt in your mind? You may need to distance yourself from familiar people. It's painful but necessary. Your circle is either your engine or your anchor. If you currently lack inspiring people, seek them through books, interviews, podcasts, courses. Immerse yourself in the world of those who live the life you aspire to. Your mind will recalibrate itself to a higher level. Build a growth-focused environment on purpose. Look for mentors. Choose friends who move forward. Surround yourself with people who aim high, because success is not solely about personal strength, it's about proximity. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, choose people who grow. Mastering time. Time is the most unbiased resource. Everyone receives the same 24 hours each day, no exceptions. Yet some transform their entire lives within a year while others spend the same year creating new excuses. The difference lies entirely in how they use their time. Most people don't even realize where their hours go. They lose chunks of their day to social media, meaningless conversations, mindless shows. They claim they have no time, yet waste hours on things that add nothing to their future. If you tracked every minute of your day, you'd be stunned at how much time disappears into nothingness. Time management isn't about filling schedules from morning to night, it's about awareness. It's about distinguishing what matters from what doesn't. It's about saying no to anything that steals your future. Stop letting your day control you. Take charge, plan with intention. Tonight determines tomorrow. Choose the essential tasks, eliminate the trivial ones. If something doesn't move you forward, remove it without guilt. Distraction is one of the biggest time killers. Every ping, every notification, every unnecessary tab drains your focus. The more leaks in your attention, the less energy remains for meaningful work. Create an environment of deep focus. Turn off notifications, use timers, work in concentrated bursts, make each hour a deliberate choice. Your life is built from your daily actions, not your dreams, not your intentions, but your consistent efforts. Every wasted hour is gone forever. Value your time, protect it fiercely, because how you use your hours today determines who you become tomorrow. Failure is feedback. For many, failure feels like a final judgment, proof that they're unworthy or incapable. This mindset is what makes the fear of mistakes so crippling. From childhood, we were conditioned to see errors as shameful. But the deeper truth is this: failure is not the opposite of success, it is inseparable from it. Every person who's achieved greatness has failed countless times. They stumbled, miscalculated, and faced defeat, but they grew because of those moments. Failure provided the missing information, the correction, the refinement that led them forward. Most people treat failure as the final stop. They decide the setback is evidence that this isn't for me, or I don't have what it takes. But failure is simply feedback, a signal that says, try differently. Think of Edison. Thousands of unsuccessful attempts before the light bulb. His response? I haven't failed. I've discovered thousands of methods that don't work. That is why he succeeded. He saw failure as part of the blueprint. Every mistake carries a lesson. Each misstep reveals what needs improvement. Each setback sharpens you. The fear of failure is one of the main reasons people never move. They're terrified of looking foolish, being judged, disappointing themselves. But the real tragedy is not failure. It's a life untouched by risk. A life wasted in hesitation. Success is constructed from trial and error. It's a staircase made of setbacks. Each failure gives you a choice: stay down or rise stronger. Your mistakes are not shame. They are proof you are trying, proof that you're in the arena, proof that you're alive. The power of decision. Eventually, there comes a moment where all excuses run out, a moment where the inner debates cease, a moment where you face a fork in the road, continue postponing, or finally act. You can spend years preparing, planning, absorbing knowledge, imagining the perfect circumstances, waiting for the stars to align. They never will. Life will always present a reason to delay. But the truth is blunt. Your moment is now, not tomorrow, not Monday, not when life becomes easier. Now. Because if you don't begin today, a year from now you'll be in the same place, with the same regrets, the same unfulfilled potential. Decisions shape destinies, not motivation, not inspiration, not talent, decision. That moment when you say, enough, when you take responsibility, when you begin moving, fast, slow, confidently, or trembling. It doesn't matter. All transformations begin with one powerful choice. The decision to start. And if you're still here, it means something in you is ready for that shift. So take this as your sign, your moment, to move. Even the smallest step today can become the turning point you look back on. If this message supports you, consider liking or following to help this space grow. You deserve the life you keep imagining. And it all begins now. See you in the next video.